another video, I know, right? Um, I'm just making this in my car because it is currently not too nice out. But anyways, I just thought I'd keep the streak going. I really don't have much going on today. And I really enjoy making videos, even just for my pleasure. So let's get right into it. Um, for this video, I finally want to show you the introduction to music theory, because I feel as though if you know how to get loops, samples, and arrange them, you only really need to know your own music theory to get those loops and samples created on your own in order to create a full beat. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go to FL Studios, and I already have some stuff pulled up to explain. First things first is, let me just check something. Okay, yeah, good. First things first, we're going to talk about harmony and melody in this video. And these music theory videos will be a three-part series. There's going to be one video, another video, and then another video on it, just because I want them to be quick, concise, and all one or two main topics covered, so they don't get all bundled together and stuff like that. So first thing you want to do when thinking of creating a melody of harmony is generally I start with my harmony first. I either start with my harmony, which is what I have right here, labeled harmony, or I start with the lower half of my melody down here, which is just very simple. But generally, personally, I start with my harmony because I'm musically trained. So, and that'll make more sense in a minute. So, I'd go to harmony. Oh, didn't mean to click that. I'd go to harmony. I'm gonna go to pattern. Is harmony pattern 4? Yeah, just want to make sure. And then I'm just gonna play this for you, and then explain and go and do a deep dive into it. So let's play this for you. Oh, sorry, I just realized that it wasn't gonna play just then. Now it should play though. Hold on. There we go. So how I got that as a harmony is I knew I wanted to be in A flat major, and A flat and G sharp are the same thing, by the way. Just as in, like, if you think about, I'm trying to think of a math analogy, but I really can't. Um, but sharps and flats are the same thing relatively if you just take the next note up. So if I have G sharp, that's A flat. If I had B flat, I have A sharp. And I'm assuming everyone at least knows what the keys are for. So anyways, so I'm in the key of A flat. However, FL is kind of stupid and they don't know that, so they put it as G sharp, but it is what it is. So I have A flat, C, E flat, and that's my tonic chord. That's my one chord. You always want to start on the one chord for your harmony and end on the one chord. So boom, that gives you this, and that gives you your ending. Now, depending on how long you want your harmony to be, you might have to add in 6 additional chords in to make your harmony, full. For our purposes, just starting out, we only want 2 chords. So I would say the best 2 chord combinations, or really the only 2 chord combinations you can do, is you can have, so the third chord always has to be a 5, because a 5 always has to transition to 1. That's what's called a cadence. So that third chord is now done. So, excuse me. So the second chord is the only unknown chord. So for the second chord, you could either have a 2 chord, a 4 chord. I mean, technically you could have a 3 chord, but you just almost never have a 3 chord, so you're not going to have that. So you could have a 2 chord, a 4 chord, a 6 chord, or a 7 chord. And again, you're technically really never going to have a 7 chord. So that just leaves 2, 4, or 6, which I guess is 3 combinations, but I would argue that it's really only 2 and 4 because 6 is pretty deceptive and I don't think should be used. And you'll understand what deceptive cadence mean later on when I go into music theory more into later videos. But I would go with either the 2 chord or the 4 chord. Personally, I'd go with the 4 chord. That way, just all of your chords are major. A 2 chord, by the way, is minor if you just want to check that out. But a 4 chord is major, and I like keeping everything major and perfect. That's just, kind of the way I like it. So for that case, we had this. But just to demonstrate what it would sound like if you had a 2 chord, would be this. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Would that be right? Yes, this is what it would be. So that versus this. They don't sound that much different. They're both very pretty. So whatever you decide upon, that is okay. I understand. But I went with the 4 chord for this case. So anyway, so that's basically the harmony. That's how you construct a harmony. It's as simple as that. It's really not too complex. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go to your melody. So your melody, you always want to start off with your melody is broken into 2 parts, a lower melody and an upper melody. Now you always want to start off with your lower melody because that's going to be probably a little more simple and map almost what the 808 will be doing. So if I take out the upper melody, the lower melody is just going to sound like this. It's going to be very simple. It's just going to be. And then with the upper melody, though, it's. I even think that maybe this should be, the more I'm thinking about it, just to switch it up a little bit. Let's try that. I like that. Okay. All right. So basically, all you're going to do for the upper melody is very simple things. So you're going to have a syncopated rhythm, almost like the 808 would match. And then you're either going to just have a descending run or an ascending run. It was getting a little too high for an ascending run, so I had a descending run. So that leaves me with. And then I had here an octave. So I said I could either just, not have those notes. If those notes weren't present, it would just be done with an octave. So I thought, what's one thing I could add in there that would sound kind of cool to make it just a little less boring, which was a trill. And then I added in that extra run at the end to fill in some empty space that you saw in the first part and to just give it a little more variety. So that's pretty much how you construct a melody, or a basic melody, because basic upper melodies just have really runs pretty much. However, when we get into future melodies, you're going to see that much more complex melodies have or follow almost like harmonic sequences where they rely on the bass notes of chords. You have to know ones, twos, threes, etc., etc. Much more complicated stuff. It's much simpler just to stick for these simple melodies for now. But we'll certainly get into that later. All right, anyway, so that's going to conclude the harmony and melody part. If I play that for you guys right now, it's going to sound like this. So I think pretty good. Um, we're definitely going to improve on that when we get to the other music theory videos with, as you can see, 808 bass, bass drum, snare, claps, rims, perks, uh, closed hats, open hats, and then everything together. But for now, I think that pretty much concludes what we have done for this video. Thanks for watching. Oh, this was supposed to be shorter, but you know what it is. It is what it is. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. And please like and subscribe and share if you did. And that'll be all for right now. Be good people. Peace.